Hello, hello to the whole wide world. Um, I had a few days off, was not feeling great. Um, so today I'm going to be catching up on videos. The first one is going to be the last of the physical practices. Um, so we have done breathing on the first video. The second video was the walk in the river. The third one was being in nature. Um, the fourth little video was because I did not have time to wait an hour and a half. It's a very long days now to wait for the fireflies to come out. So I did that one around 1 a.m. after I got out of work. Um, so today I want to talk to you guys about um, something that I had touched on a little bit, but I really want to get into it more today. And that is rocks or crystals, however you want to deem that terminology is fine by me. I love rocks. I like the vibration, the groundedness. I'm an air sign, so that should tell you a lot. Um, some of my favorites, I have this little collection of hematite stones, um, which I like. They're magnetic, naturally magnetic. They're a naturally occurring stone that's just magnetized. Um, these ones have been obviously cut and polished. They are not identical, but they are pretty awesome, and I like to use these if I have aches and pains or anything like that, because they can help shift energy to different places in the body. So these are really, really cool. Um, I have actually no idea what this stone is. I found it after we live in the Northeast in the U.S., so we get a lot of snow. So they drop gravel and sand on the road, so the cars don't slide off, and sometimes even that doesn't help. But this one is just this little yellow rock. I don't know if you can see that. There's like a little tiny geode inside, and it's kind of like the shape of a heart. So I love that so much. So I decided I was gonna adopt that and keep it. And that's like one of my favorite rocks, and I cannot for the life of me figure out what it is. I've tried to look it up, but the closest thing it tells me is sandstone, and we don't live anywhere near where there's sandstone deposits. So that one is kind of a mystery to me, but I still think it's cool, so I have that. I have this cool rock. It's a palm stone that's just like the shape of it. So, and they call it that because it literally fits in your palm. So this one is just obsidian. It's a really good grounding stone. Each stone has different properties and characteristics depending on the minerals that it's made out of. So this one is really good for grounding and getting rid of negative energy. So if you're into energy work or you'd like to get into it, you'd like to avoid things like anxiety attacks or things like that, this is a great rock to go to. They also have this in a version called Snowflake Obsidian, which is one of my favorites. Unfortunately, I don't have a big stone of that yet. I had a small stone and I think I lost it somewhere because that's who I am. I lose things. So the snowflake obsidian has little white flecks in it, and it's because of how fast the magma cools. The water that's in it doesn't have time to evaporate fully, so it leaves these little white flecks in the. This is like volcanic glass. They also call it like that. So, obsidian. I have so many rocks right here. I have these cool little selenite sticks. I also have a couple palm stones over here in my drawer that are kind of buried under some other rocks. Um, so these are like really fun. They're cool. They sit on my nightstand. These are mostly rocks that I have out just around me because they help me to ground and center and get rid of my daily stress. I guess we'll say that. They help me, shift energy and come back down into reality sometimes. Um, this is a black and white tourmaline pyramid. This is a very, very cool rock as well. I don't know if you guys can see that really well. This one is really, really cool. So, this one is a cut tourmaline, and this one is a raw tourmaline. These are also really, really good for expelling negative energies and getting you grounded. Let's see, this one is a labradorite. I don't know if you can see it really well. I'm trying to get the light to catch it. Yeah, there you go. So this one is kind of fun. It's kind of shimmery. Labradorite is very good for helping you to get in touch with your intuition. There's a lot of different people that say a lot of different things about how rocks work and how their frequency works. The thing that I can tell you is that one of my favorite people, her name is Molly, and she has actually given me a few of these. She gave me this one and this one for my birthday, and because she knows I love rocks. And this one is an adventuring tower. So this is kind of a very, very cool. You can see all the little different variations in it. I love it so much. So these things will, going back to what I was saying, they'll affect you different ways. Like, she's not an air sign, but I am. So things that I find very grounding and very balancing and that help me to get in touch with my inner self might not work for somebody who's more of like a water sign, or it might not work the same for somebody who's a fire sign, or for like an earth sign, because you guys are theoretically very grounded already. So something really heavy like an obsidian or a tourmaline might be too much for you. It might make you feel like very sluggish. It might sap your energy instead of helping you to balance it. And that's just stuff that you figure out by being in contact with those things. Sorry, my necklace was twisted up a little bit. And that just comes naturally with that experience. I don't know how many times I've been like, oh, I really want to go and try this. And then I get there and whatever it is, we'll take sushi. I do not like sushi. And it's not that it tastes bad. It's that just that raw fish is just a texture that I can't do it. It's very, it's like, no, okay, I can't do that. So, It's not that it's gross. It's not that it's like the most disgusting thing I've ever eaten. I do like it, but just take the fishes off. I can't handle it. Um, so, yeah, just different things affect people different ways. You should definitely, you know, try and see how you feel, see what you feel, see what works and what doesn't. Um, we're not all the same. Um, and it's important that we give people space to have their own experiences. Um, so while I can dispense information and things that work for me and things that I enjoy, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for you. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to bring you any amount of insight like it's brought me. Um, but I hope it does. And if it does, like, cool, welcome. But if not, then I'm sorry. I tried. There's somebody out there for you, I'm sure. Um, but yeah, this is my little trip. Um, these are two of my favorite rocks, and they stay next to my bed all the time, all the time, all the time. These are both bloodstones. I'll show you this one. This one is one of my favorites. It's got like little teeny sparkles in it. I love this rock so much. And then this one. This one has little tiny red speckles. It's like almost the opposite. Okay, so this is a bloodstone. This one is from South America. This one is from, I think this is the one from Brazil. They're really pretty. And then this one. Look at that. This one actually came from Africa. So I was so stoked to get this one because it's like half red. And as you can see, like this one is how like they normally come out. It's like very mixed. So to have one with such like a huge red band on it is amazing. I love that so much. This stone, I love it. This stone, it's so humongous. It's like hand size for sure. This when I got it, it was labeled as a banded agate, which it's definitely not a lie, but if you look at it, this has like all the markers of being a carnelian. So, and it's huge. Like, look at this. It's giant. So, this was like one of those things I carried around in my pocket, which was kind of difficult given its size. I don't know if any men out there have seen the size of women's pockets on their jeans, but they are not very big. This is a very big stone. So that makes like carrying around a little bit awkward, but we get through it, you know? One day at a time. So yeah, this stone has a lot of healing properties for like feminine energy. It definitely helps to fix wounds around like romantic relationships, love, um, heart stuff, um, any of that kind of stuff. This is really, really good for that. And I guess I really needed it because this stone called to me so loud and it's so huge. So I probably really needed that. Alright, so this one, like I said, this is an aventurine. And this is for help in the area of the heart chakra. You can tell because it's green. Heart chakra colors are green and pink. And that's kind of a good kind of reference, I guess. Anything that is, in that color scheme of that chakra, like the root is red, and then the sacral is orange, and the solar plexus is yellow, the heart is green, the throat is blue, third eye is, what do they call it? Indigo, and then the crown chakra is violet. So that's kind of like a good scale. That's why they say the throat chakra is lapis lazuli, because it's very blue. I have a nice palm stone in my drawer as well, which, as you can see, I like to talk, so I don't really need that one as much. Okay, this is the first one of these that I have ever gotten. This is an orgonite. It has my purple amethyst orb in it. You can see it that way. It has gold on the bottom, and then it has coal. So purification, cleansing, and healing. It's the same thing I have on my bracelets, and I've mentioned those before. Hematite, amethyst, and tourmaline, which is what I have in my little separate rocks as well, because apparently as an empath, those are the things that help you to get rid of negative energy so you're not holding it, and they help you to purify the energy that you do get. So this is a really great orgonite for transmutation, for healing things and getting that energy moved, either incorporating it or getting it out of your system completely. So this one has been really, really cool. I've had fun working with this. It does help things move very fast. And that's an orgonite. And this one, I had a very hard time finding this rock. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can. Hopefully it doesn't. I don't know if that helps. You can see that better on that side. There's not as much on the other side. That one is actually a very, very good stone for centering, for grounding, for purification. I know I have a theme, right? So that's a cinnabar, and if you don't know what cinnabar is, it's created when mercury fuses to a crystalline structure. So it's red because of the mercury, and yeah, it's just fused to the outside of the rock. It's kind of cool. If you look at pure cinnabar, it's very, very red. And I know, like where I live, I don't have access to that stuff. So this is as close as I could get. but I'm happy to have it. The thing about that is because it's mercury, you definitely don't want to touch it when you're wet or get it wet or any of that nonsense. Definitely, be careful around it and know what you're dealing with, because though if you get that much mercury into your system, it's toxic. So you could end up making yourself very sick by not knowing enough about some of the rocks that you're dealing with. So all the rest of these are perfectly harmless, but that one is toxic. If you've never heard of toxic rocks, do some research. There's toxic plants, there's toxic people, there's toxic rocks, there's toxic animals. Not everything in nature is, warm and fuzzy and fluffy and you want to pet it. So research is definitely important, and this is going to be our last video about physical practices, but get some rocks and hug them and, sit with them and let them ground you. And we'll talk more about this stuff probably at the end, our closing video. Okay? Alright guys, go be physical. Enjoy. Bye!